Hey guys, today's story is about a player who wanted to bring sexualized matters into every aspect of the game. So this is one of those rare cases where the problem player outed themselves as a crazy person before we even played. Maybe not the best story here, but hey, it's something to pass some time. A year or two ago, I was taking a college course. A girl new to the school starts a conversation with me. We'll call her Jess. We talk more later over internet stuff, and D&D gets brought up. She said she was super interested, and I'm always down to introduce new players to the game. She seemed a little weird, but some of my best friends are weirdos, so I wanted to see how things would pan out. We hang out and talk about D&D stuff. I tell her that if we played, I'd probably do a new group or play at a local Barnes & Noble because a friend of mine who worked at the Barnes & Noble was trying to get them to do a D&D night, which has since succeeded, much to everyone's surprise. Partly because I don't want to introduce new players into my current games, where the experienced players are all playing level 5 or level 11 characters. And partly because I could tell that one of my friends, who we shall call Dude, disliked her. He had a lower tolerance for her, thought she was annoying, that she talked too much, and was kinda dumb. That guy thinks most people are dumber than him, so I didn't really think anything of it. So Jess and I start talking about what she would like to play. As I told her about different classes and what they could do, she got really stuck on the idea of familiars, and really wanted to collect familiars. I tell her that's not really a thing in D&D. She also wants a succubus familiar because that's a thing in a video game she plays, which was nope. Succubi are not familiars and not anything like Jess was envisioning them to be as some chibi pet support thing. I considered this normal as it's not the first time new players want something that I as a DM in no way want to give a new player. I've had people who come up with stories of having an artifact that can resurrect people, or having one spin a god. Cool story, but you're a new player starting at level 1. And I don't trust like that. I don't want to stifle creativity, but tone it down to level 1. She starts coming up with character ideas, and what I started to realize was, not just in the conversations about the character, but in any topic, just steered stuff into a sexual direction. And I don't mean that she was coming on to me. I mean she just genuinely found a way to think of anything as perverted. She tries to come up with a backstory that I'm pretty sure included rape. And that doesn't fly with me. The wonderful thing about making up your own fantasy world with dragons and magics is where you make the rules, and if you don't want something to exist, it doesn't. So rape doesn't exist in my world, because you can do that as the DM. So she got a solid no. Instead, she made her character into a courtesan or prostitute. It's been a while, so I forgot a good chunk of it, but I did find some things that I could work with. One day, she goes up to 2 of my friends at the college and says she's excited to play D&D with them. One of them was Dude. And Dude comes up to me wondering what the deal is. I told him that I never said that she would be playing in one of our ongoing games. I was going to try to get her into a Barnes & Noble game. Well, the Barnes & Noble managers dragged their heels on that, and I was busy with college and other stuff, so even the ongoing games got put on the back burner. Jess asked me when we would start, and I can't really commit to anything. And honestly, at this point, I started seeing the weirdness and the obsession with making literally everything about sex or kinks, so I was a little less than enthused about the idea of playing with her. I'd also gotten to know her a little bit more as a person and realized that she was a mess of a person, with some legitimate and diagnosed mental illnesses. I got people in my close friends who deal with some pretty bad stuff, like extreme anxiety and whatnot, but this was something else. One day in a class that she shared with Dude and a few other friends of mine, she flipped out. She had a meltdown where she screamed at people. and was paranoid that everyone was going against her, that people were whispering about her behind her back as soon as she left the room. Which, to be fair, dude did actually do this. He talked smack about everyone he disliked. But unlike others, people actually agreed with dude about Jess, that she was disruptive and weird, and, after that incident, crazy. Next time I saw her was an event for that class. She proudly announced to me that she had started playing D&D without me. I said, "That's great." And she goes, "Yep, and that's my DM," and proceeded to point him out and tell me about how he let her have her character the way she wanted. Which, as I recall, was a warlock who served Gratst, the demon lord of basically BDSM and sex stuff, and the backstory that I detailed above. I don't know if she got the succubus familiar. I didn't ask. I had a friendly conversation with the DM, and here I was all pleasant and friendly, and, "So how's your game going?" That's actually one of the few times in my life where I felt an unspoken conversation was happening, because I definitely got an unspoken, "Oh, I bet you know how well it's going." That didn't match whatever he said. I got the vibe the dude was just a shy person that had trouble saying no to people. Edit, because people said, "Oh, so she's just crazy because people talked crap about her and she was right." This girl dated a dude, fell in love with him immediately, and then proceeded to stalk him. Well, guys, the DM does more or less what I do in saying a big no to rape. And beyond that, what really more is there to say? Mental illness sucks, but Jess might have not have been crazy and was just perceived as such. And dude seemed like a bit of a person who I knew in a game that I was a player in that caused the entire group to disband and ruined multiple friendships. Maybe I'll tell that story, maybe not. Probably not. But in any case, guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you have a story that you'd like me to narrate, let me know. And as always, thanks for watching, and have a good one.